do we want senators representing the populace, or do we want senators representing the state legislature? Just a question.
What was the question?
Do we want the senators representing the states as a whole, which is what they were originally intended, or do we want them representing the populace?
Good question.
Because the House of Representatives is supposed to represent the populace. And so now we wonder, well, what's the purpose of the Senate? Because of the 17th Amendment, we'll get there just asking questions about why they originally had the state legislature vote on the senators for our state and for any state in the Union. As you go down, you'll see that the senators had a very important role. We'll get into their rules in a moment. They have to be 30 years of age, and they have to be a resident of the state that they are elected in, which is all very, very simple. We'll get into the meat very soon, I promise. If you move on to Section 6 of the Constitution, it talks about compensation. Now, the compensation was changed by a recent amendment back in the early 90s, and I think we all have issues with how senators is the fox guarding the hen house if they can vote themselves raises anytime they want. That would be nice for all of us. So I think that you'll notice it through the 27th Amendment how that changed. But in Section 6, it all talks about compensation. Now, the founders, when they established these two houses, they realized that you're protecting the people as much as possible from a government that could take away its power. And so you'll notice in Section 7 of Article 1, every single bill that has to do with any spending ever originates in the House of Representatives. Why do you think that was? Because every day we go to work, and every day we trade our time, which is life. We trade our life for money so that we can build things, buy property, give things to our family, take care of our health. So we trade life for dollars, and the government takes a piece of that, what I call life, because we've exchanged that, our life, for dollars, and they take some of those dollars and they spend it. So in order to protect life as efficiently as possible, every single spending bill, it can't originate in the Senate because they were supposed to represent the states as a whole. And the states, they may want to increase spending for some reason. But every spending bill originates in the House so that every single one of us is protected from the spending of a rampant federal government that may grow to something that we don't want. That's an important point. We can stop every spending bill that happens in the House of Representatives. Revenue bills, legislative process, and presidential veto. We'll get to the office of the president in Article 2. He has the shortest, almost the shortest piece of the Constitution because he doesn't have any power. So it'll be fast, but it'll be nice, and I hope that you'll be attentive to that. This is the most important part of our probably our entire discussion. We'll spend about 10 minutes on this section. Article 1, Section 8. This tells you every single thing that Congress is allowed to do, and I want you to put a number by every line that you see. I separated this on purpose. It's all on one page, and you can just put the Congress shall have the power to borrow money, regulate commerce. Just put a 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way down, and you'll see that Congress is allowed to do very few things, but they're very important things. The Congress is allowed to borrow money on the credit of the United States. The credit needs, because the Congress needs to, as you'll see later on, they have to raise armies. They may need to borrow money in order to protect us, which is very important. The regulation of commerce, we'll talk about momentarily. They regulate the rule of uniform naturalization. So any immigration policy has to go through the Congress. It cannot go through the state legislature according to the Constitution. If it's not uniform, if it's different in California to become a citizen than it is in Florida, or different in Maine than it is in Wisconsin, then no state will honor what the other states have done. So you have to have a uniform rule of naturalization in the United States of America. And actually we'll see the states are required to maintain that uniform naturalization and honor citizens of every other state later on in the document. Now this is an interesting one. To coin money, regulate the value thereof, and a foreign coin, and very shortly after, fix the standards of weights and measures. Now, back when the Constitution was written, money had weight. Money had a measurement. You could measure its weight in silver and gold. They actually determined it was 379 pieces of fine silver, I believe, was equal to $1. And so they said, if any of you have a quarter or a dime and you pull it out, you'll see that there's ridges on the side of the coin. The reason was that historically the Roman Empire or the different empires, they would start to shave off pieces of the coin and melt it down. And that was their way of inflating the currency. Well, they wanted to keep from inflation, so they said, not only is the Congress going to fix the standards of weights and measures, so when we say a pound is a pound is a pound, they determine that. And we have the power to tell them this is what a pound is. So to make sure that everything is uniform throughout the United States. But they also determine the value of money. Right now, Congress is not determining the value of money. We have a private institution that determines that value based on credits, based on currency printing, based on entering into a computer a value at any time they want to loan to the United States. And the money fluctuates very, very quickly. So these are some of the areas that our Congress has failed to step in. They're there to provide punishments for counterfeiting. Securities of the coins of the United States, establish post roads. They protect patents. They protect the arts. They protect science from being used by anyone and everyone. If you develop something, you're protected because that's important for invention and creativity. They define and punish piracies and felonies. They do all of these things, which is about 16 things, but admittedly, if you go into each one, there's probably 3 or 4 things. So I would say there's close to 36 ways that the federal government is actually allowed to participate in our lives, that we allow them to. I want to go to the next one, because this is the one that we're all really dealing with today. The false trinity of federal power is dealt with in 3 clauses in this section. If you go to the very top, you'll see the Congress shall have the power to lay and collect taxes, duties, imposts, excises, to pay the debts and provide for the common defense and general welfare. Now, if you ask yourself the question, what do they mean by general welfare? They mean that every single person must benefit from whatever action they take. So if they take action where a specific group or a specific person or a specific organization benefits, they're violating Article 1, Section 8. And those specific people could be maybe an age category in education. Maybe it could be a certain demographic in race laws. Maybe it can be a certain category of monetary demographic. And so they start to establish these different types of things. They're no longer focused on the general welfare, but the specific welfare of a certain group. The second area is the Commerce Clause. Now everybody knows that things are bought and sold throughout the states. Florida grows oranges, so does California, and so does South Africa. So in order to make sure that one state wasn't putting undue burden of taxes and duties on another state, they wanted to make sure that they regulated commerce. But as Madison says in the Federalist Paper number 22 and Federalist Paper 42, 44, and 56, this was a more of a negative responsibility because they were trying to promote commerce. Even though they say regulate, the word is regulate here, but they were promoting commerce because states were limiting it by actions that they would take against other states. And so you'll hear people talk about tonnage and taxes and that states are doing, or maybe a state isn't allowing for insurance to be sold